Travelers Protective Association Hearing Trust is based in the St. Louis area and assists hundreds of people with hearing loss every year. The Hearing Trust assists people of all ages, young children, students, adults in the workforce, and seniors. Each year, grants are awarded to people all over the United States who apply for assistance. Grantees are provided money and asked to submit receipts for how the funds were used. Common uses of the grants include hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing dogs, and educational resources. The Hearing Trust is launching an effort called Sounds of St. Louis to increase the size and number of grants provided each year. We look forward to visiting with you personally to discover how the Hearing Trust can help you achieve your goals for St. Louis and the nation.
Welcome to Sounds of St. Louis. My name is Louis Fawcett, and I serve as the president of the National Association of Nonprofit Organizations and Executives, or NANO. And that's just a very long way of saying that I have the honor and privilege of working with organizations across this great nation every day to change and save lives. And I want to let you know, out of all the organizations with whom I work, TPA Hearing Trust ranks at the top in terms of their commitment to changing lives. You may know that for 45 years, the Hearing Trust has been distributing grants to people all across America, people who are hard of hearing or deaf and who need some assistance for medical equipment or hearing aids or education to help them move forward with life. The Hearing Trust provides this direct assistance. I am so inspired by the work that they're doing and so inspired by the group of people that are joining us today for Sounds of St. Louis. We have the mayor of St. Charles, Dan Borgmeyer. We have the executive director of the Central Institute for the Deaf, Robin Fetter. And we have Marlee Matlin, Academy Award-winning actress from Children of a Lesser God, and also someone who works tirelessly every day to help people across our country. We hope that today is inspirational and informative for you. And after this event, we look forward to visiting with each of you personally to hear about your goals for helping other people. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hello, and welcome to St. Charles virtually. I'm Mayor Dan Borgmeyer. We're sorry that you could not be here in person for your Sounds of St. Louis event, but I'm pleased to be able to be a part of it with you through the magic of technology. The City of St. Charles is pleased to be home to Travelers Protective Association and to be the center of the amazing work they do to benefit people all across the country. The programming that TPA provides through its 136 posts across the country is commendable, to say the least, promoting the betterment of families and communities like St. Charles through child safety initiatives, community service projects, and personal development opportunities aids in the overall quality of life in cities across the country just like ours. One program in particular, their TPA Hearing Trust, is making a true impact on the lives of those with hearing loss in communities each day. The Trust recently issued 35 grants totaling $22,100 to applicants requesting assistance in 2020. Because of all this tremendous work and dedication, I am pleased to declare November 19, 2020 as TPA Hearing Trust Day and present the following proclamation. Whereas the City of St. Charles continues to seek bold and innovative solutions for all of its citizens, and whereas many residents of Missouri and all of the United States face challenges due to loss of hearing, and whereas the Travelers Protective Association Hearing Trust seeks to assist those struggling with hearing loss, and whereas the Travelers Protective Association Hearing Trust has been helping people since 1975, and whereas the Travelers Protective Association Hearing Trust serves as a national hub of support for the deaf and for those who have hearing loss. Now therefore, the Mayor and the City Council members of the City of St. Charles recognize November 19, 2020 as TPA Hearing Trust Day. Congratulations on all the great work you're doing. I want to extend my appreciation to all the staff, volunteers, and Board of Directors and partners of Travelers Protective Association for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Thank you and have a great day.
Hello, my name is Robin Fader and I am Executive Director of CID, Central Institute for the Deaf in St. Louis. While I wish we could be together in person, it's my pleasure to be with you virtually. CID is a school for children with hearing loss, and like Travelers Protective Association Scholarship Trust for the Hearing Impaired, we are dedicated to the success of children who are deaf and hard of hearing. I'm pleased to have an opportunity to tell you about our program. What makes our school different from most schools for the deaf is that we teach children to talk. Our goal is for them to develop the skills necessary to mainstream into their neighborhood schools when they graduate. That can be at age 4, 5, 6, or up to age 12, whenever they can successfully mainstream to be with their hearing peers. Upon graduating from their neighborhood schools, most of our alumni go to college and pursue careers. Last year, one of our alumni, Mark Leacoff, spoke at our annual event. He is profoundly deaf, went to medical school, and is now a neurology resident at the University of Maryland Medical Center. Another alum spoke recently as well. Allie was diagnosed profoundly deaf at age 3. Her father said one of his greatest fears at the beginning was that Allie would not learn to read. It turned out she not only learned to listen and to talk, but she also developed a deep love for reading and for books. She recently won the Junior Class Award at John Burroughs School in St. Louis. For a child who is deaf and hard of hearing, learning to talk takes hard work and commitment. Children with typical hearing learn to talk by hearing others and then imitating them. For our students, they need to wear hearing aids or cochlear implants programmed to allow them to hear to the best of their ability. Classrooms in our school are soundproof and are well lit to enhance lip reading. The students are taught to say each sound, each individual word, and eventually they learn to put those words together in phrases and sentences. They learn all of the academic subjects, reading, math, and science, to prepare them to graduate from CID. They typically stay with us 4 or 5 years on average. In addition to teaching our students, we also develop curricula and share that with professionals around the world. Last year, our curricula was used by professionals in every state and 34 foreign countries. One of the things we are most proud of is that no child is turned away from our school for financial reasons. We have received support from Travelers Protective Association Scholarship Trust for the hearing impaired for our summer program and for scholarship. They and other generous donors help to make attending CID a possibility regardless of a family's financial circumstances. I'd like to tell you about one of our former students, Heather Whitestone, who received scholarship support from TPA. Heather came to CID in 1984 at the age of 11 because she was doing poorly in a general education school in Alabama. She had lost most of her hearing when she was 18 months old. At CID, she was an extraordinary student and I was fortunate enough to be one of Heather's teachers when she was a student at CID. In just 3 years, she made 6 years grade levels of improvement in reading, about twice the normal rate for a hearing child. That was astounding. Heather graduated, returned to Alabama, and went to high school and college. In September of 1994, Heather won the hearts of many around the country with her breathtaking ballet performance and her platform of Anything is Possible when she was crowned Miss America. We are so very proud of Heather and all of our alumni who have worked so hard to achieve their dreams. In conclusion, we're grateful for the support from many generous donors, including Travelers Protective Association Scholarship Trust for the Hearing Impaired. And we are pleased to partner with our donors to ensure that anything is possible for children who are deaf and hard of hearing. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lily McNally. I was born with a profound hearing loss 11 years ago. When I was 4, I received my first implant, and I got my second implant when I was 5. My parents moved our family to Missouri 5 years ago so that I could go to school at CID. At CID, the teachers helped me learn to listen, say my words better, and help me read. I received my first scholarship from TPA at the end of my second year there. This was such a blessing for me and my family, and it helped cover the cost of tuition for my 3rd year. I feel so lucky and extremely thankful to be chosen a second time. I am attending mainstream school now, and one of my favorite things to do is play basketball. During practice or the games, it can be really loud, making it hard to hear my coach. I'm hoping to get a mini microphone that my coach can wear to help me hear. My mom says we don't also need a new battery charger, but that's not even much fun. Thank you so much for your generosity and kindness. My family and I can't thank you enough.
Hi, my name is Gene Toombs IV, and I'm here today to share my story. My message is for those individuals or families that have experience with deafness or hard of hearing. I've had a severe hearing loss since I was a young boy, so I'll share some of the insights I've learned along the way. My first advice is to truly learn to embrace a hearing loss as part of who you are. We are all unique and marvelous individuals. Those with hearing losses just hear the world differently. To help with this, find people that believe in you and can support you. Start with your parents. Add other family and friends, those that can help you learn to thrive in the world. If you have the opportunity to be that special person for someone, be sure to do it. I was extremely blessed to have my mom and dad support and love me through my hearing loss and the challenges it carries for young children and their parents. To conclude, I'm thankful to the TPA Hearing Trust for giving me this opportunity to share with you today. TPA is a wonderful organization that truly can help those that are deaf and hard of hearing with financial assistance, having distributed over $2 million and benefiting over 5,900 individuals over the years. Also, remember my lessons. Find your support, work hard, and learn and use the technology available to the fullest extent. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Shannon,
My name's Melina.
and we're here to tell our story about how being awarded a grant helped our family. So Melina was our firstborn child. She just turned 16, and when she was born, she failed her newborn hearing assessment. She was retested and failed again, so we were sent over for an auditory brainstem response study, and we were told by the providers that no news was good news. So 5 years later, she was in pre-K and started having some struggles, and we talked with our pediatrician at that time, and he suggested we do a vision and hearing test just to rule out any of those baseline issues and see what we could do to support her. In October of 2009, Melina was diagnosed with bilateral mixed hearing loss that was moderate to severe. And at that time, our insurance covered her hearing aids.
In kindergarten, I was in the deaf ed program, and Middle school and high school, I am in honors society, like I'm an honor student. I do color guard and lassies. It's a drum and bugle corps, and I have 2 deaf best friends, and they really, really inspire me.
Whenever Melina started high school, her hearing aids at that time were the original set that we received. They were over 10 years old. Hearing aids usually last about a third of that, so we started trying to figure out a way to be able to get her new hearing aids that were more up to date on technology and that could better fit her needs. At that time, our insurance would not cover any hearing aids, and over time, when my insurance changed, we were able to find a way to get her hearing aids, but the cost was over $5,000 and our insurance only covered a small portion, and so we still needed some way to figure out how to have the funds to be able to get her hearing aids. So it was very stressful for us that we couldn't provide as parents for her needs. We were really desperate. And at one point late at night, I started researching and found the grant program that could cover some of the expenses for her hearing aids.
My goals is to graduate high school and go to college and graduate to become a deaf educator and to be a history teacher, and I would like to do that to help other kids who were like me. And I have had a lot of good role models in my life, like my teachers and my interpreters. They've inspired me a lot as well.
So we're just really grateful for the grant program that was able to help us get the hearing aids for Melina. Without that help, there would have been either the stress of debt or just not being able to provide for her to get those hearing aids. And the new hearing aids, the quality is outstanding, especially with this pandemic going on and everyone being masked. Her hearing aids and the technology that's connected to them has really helped her be able to navigate kind of this new world that we're in. And we're just grateful for the support and the option and the availability of a grant that could help us in this time of our need.
Thank you so much for this grant. This has helped me so much this year, guys. Thank you.
Thank you again for joining us for the Sounds of St. Louis. My name is Albert Shoemaker, and I serve as the Chief Administrative Officer for Travelers Protective Association. Travelers Protective Association, also known as TPA, has worked to help people who are deaf or hard of hearing since 1975. The Hearing Trust was created by officers and members of TPA who wanted to help people in our great nation. You may wonder why a membership organization would be so passionate about helping people who are hard of hearing. Feeling called to make an impact nationally, TPA canvassed the United States to determine an area of significant need. Hearing loss rose to the top as a critical issue facing many Americans that was not being addressed by other organizations. According to the Center for Hearing and Communication, roughly 20% of Americans, that's 48 million people, experience some degree of hearing loss. At age 65, 1 out of 3 people will be affected by hearing loss. Approximately 2 to 3 of every 1,000 children in the United States are born with detectable hearing loss. Almost 15% of children between the ages 6 and 19 have a measurable hearing loss in at least 1 ear. The Hearing Trust makes a difference by serving financially disadvantaged residents of the United States who are deaf or hard of hearing. Recipients utilize the funding from these grants to obtain the assistance needed to advance the skills of deaf and harding individuals, including technology, assistive services, specialized education, classes, note takers, interpreters, and much more. TPA's drive to support children and adults who are deaf or hard of hearing is the heart of who we are as an organization. That's why we're launching the Sounds of St. Louis campaign, and it's for one reason. We want to help more people. The Sounds of St. Louis campaign will enable the Hearing Trust to expand the number of grants we provide, as well as increase the amount of grants. Cochlear implants, service dogs, hearing aids, and education are all rising costs, thus making it more and more difficult for families to afford the tools they need to hear. Just over the last 5 years, the Hearing Trust has distributed more than 845 grants to Americans in 45 states. Especially in 2020, we have seen families struggling in ways we haven't before. Wearing masks make lip reading impossible, and speech is muffled, making hearing someone very difficult for people who are hard of hearing. Now more than ever, assisting those who are hard of hearing is essential. Kids like Lily and Melina need your help. They have goals and hopes, and Hearing Trust helps propel them forward to achieving their dreams. If you have learned today that the Hearing Trust can be part of your philanthropy, I'm looking forward to visiting with you personally. Now, I would like to introduce Marlee Matlin. Marlee won an Academy Award for Best Actress for Children of a Lesser God and is the only deaf person to have ever received an Oscar and is the youngest performer ever to be honored with an Academy Award. Marlee is a tireless activist and role model for so many people. I'm so excited to have Marlee here with us today. This is a rare opportunity to hear from one of the finest people in the world. Thanks, Marlee, for lending your time and wisdom to our event. Thank you.
TPA's history of seeking assistance in obtaining mechanical devices, of procuring medical and/or specialized treatment and education, providing access to speech classes, note takers, and sign language interpreters, embodies the spirit of overcoming obstacles, even more so during these pandemic times. And for that, I am grateful for what you all do. In the end, I want people to know that the world may think I live in a world of silence. Thanks to the work of organizations like TPA, silence is the last thing the world will ever hear from me. On behalf of the transformations you are making, on the attitudes that you are changing, of the potential of the human spirit you are unleashing, thank you. Thank you for the tools and the inspiration you provide to those facing challenges from within and from outside. Believe me, we will be the absolute best we can be, living equally and without barriers. I just know it. God bless, and please stay safe. I love you.
Wow, Marlee, thank you so much for spending time with us today and letting us hear more about your inspirational story. I don't know about all of you, but my heart is full. It was so inspirational to hear over and over again about the work of the Hearing Trust, and especially to hear from Lily and Melina, direct recipients of Hearing Trust grants, and about how their lives have been changed. Over the coming weeks and months, Albert Shoemaker is going to be in touch with you directly. He looks forward to visiting with you to hear about your goals for philanthropy and how you might become involved in Sounds of St. Louis. Thank you again for joining us, and we wish everyone a wonderful week.